Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by green hills, there lived a boy named John. He was different from other kids. While his friends played games and laughed together, John often sat alone, lost in the magical worlds of his books, or staring at the stars, dreaming of galaxies far away. Though his heart was full of dreams, John often felt lonely. He wished for a friend who would understand him. One warm afternoon, John wandered to the edge of a peaceful lake. There, he saw an old woman tending to a small garden by the water. She looked up and smiled kindly at him. The villagers called her Nani, and everyone admired her wisdom. John hesitated, but then walked over to her. Nani welcomed him to sit. Sensing his sadness, she asked gently, "What troubles you, child?" John lowered his head and whispered, "I feel so alone, Nani. I don't think anyone understands me. I love stories and the stars, but no one else seems to care about these things." Nani nodded thoughtfully and pointed to a tiny flower blooming in her garden. "Do you see this flower, John? It's small, isn't it? Not as bright or big as others. But look closer. Isn't it beautiful in its own way?" John looked at the flower, puzzled. "Yes, it is." "Then that is your sunlight." Nani smiled. "You are like this flower, John. You don't need to be like everyone else to be special. Sometimes, when you feel different, it means you are meant to stand out. But, just like this flower, you must grow toward the sunlight. What makes you happy? What makes your heart shine?" John thought for a moment. "I love reading stories and looking at the stars. They make me feel alive, like I'm part of something bigger." "Then that is your sunlight," Nani said with a warm smile. "Follow it. Read more. Learn about the stars and share your dreams. When you nurture your passions, you will find people who share them with you. And remember, John, you don't need a crowd to feel connected. One true friend who understands you is enough." Encouraged by Nani's words, John decided to take her advice. Over the next few months, he read every book he could find and joined the library club at school. He also started a small stargazing group, inviting a few classmates who were curious about the night sky. Slowly, John began to feel less alone. Years passed, and John grew up to become a famous author, writing stories that inspired people worldwide. His books were filled with wonder, dreams, and the beauty of being unique. John never forgot Nani's wisdom, or the little flower that taught him to embrace who he was. Whenever he looked at the stars, John smiled, remembering the boy who once felt lost, but had found his way by following his heart. Moral: every person is unique. Embrace what makes you different. Follow your passions, and you'll find joy and connection. Even the smallest flower can bloom beautifully in the right leg.